Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Dana again, and today you're at Research Road, and it's the 13th of August, 2024. This will be a weekly series not unlike The Roads Not Taken, but we'll cover science and related news. Before we get started, we have a little bit of show news. We're working on something to give you something a little more interesting to look at during the show. We're still building it. Today we'll be answering a question at the end as well. So, starting off with tech news. A 45-year-old man had lost his power of speech after being diagnosed with ALS, which causes degeneration of the nerves in the brain and spinal cord. Using a brain-to-computer interface and advanced text-to-speech software, he has been able to communicate with his friends and family using a voice designed to sound like his pre-ALS voice. A study suggests that scrolling videos on your smartphone may actually increase feelings of boredom, not relieve them. A Danish AI calculator is making headlines again. It is called Life2Vec and would take key information about people, and then it would attempt to predict when they would die. It has an amazingly high accuracy rate of 78%. If you want to try it yourself, be careful. Not because of some self-fulfilling prophecy thing, but because reports have gone out about imitations using a similar name. If I had to guess, the tech behind it is probably an advanced version of what insurance companies use to calculate risks rather than a computer program with a link to the other side. And now on to space. A study of seismic data collected by NASA between 2018 and 2022 suggests there is a large amount of liquid water beneath the surface of Mars. Small amounts of cement are being mixed on the International Space Station. The experiments include using simulated lunar soil in the process in hopes of shedding light on how to best build a lunar base. Now it's time to talk about climate change. Due to how rivers along the border work, the United States and Mexico are relying on each other for water. The situation has been handled since 1944 by a treaty. Due to climate change and aging infrastructure, Mexico is at its lowest levels in the treaty's history. The lack of water from Mexico's side has led those in the U.S. to look at how to adapt water management to deal with climate change and what might be the new normal. The second anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act led the EPA to designate $27 billion in climate funds, making the money available to recipients. The Republican Party had suggested repealing the funding if they took power. I feel like it will be harder to repeal if the recipients already have the money. Just saying. In the world of animals, a wildlife camera captured footage of an ocelot in Arizona. It's the first time an ocelot was seen in the Atascosa Highlands in more than 50 years. They are endangered, and there are thought to be less than 100 of the cats in the U.S. It's tarantula season. In a number of states, male tarantulas will be seeking out females and will leave their usual areas and travel around. You might see them in open spaces or even crossing roads. The states are Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Missouri. What I'd really like to know is, how has this occurrence not been turned into the plot of some horrible sci-fi movie yet? Love is also in the air among bison at Yellowstone. It is incredibly important to stay away from the fluffy cows this time of year. They're always dangerous and can run faster than you probably think they can, but this time of year it is particularly important to keep your distance. In health news, a survey scheduled to start in the middle of September will sample dairy cows on their way to market to test for bird flu. The goal is to collect the samples to conduct experiments and get a better idea of what inactivates it. Now let's dig up the past a little. Recent findings suggest that Neanderthals were more advanced than previously believed. Examined sites found a lot of animal bones of small game. Hunting small game indicates a greater degree of planning than hunting large game. There were also indications of Neanderthals adapting to harsher climates. Archaeologists have translated 4,000-year-old Babylonian tablets. The tablets have a number of omens described. Eclipses were apparently bad news back then. One inscription said, "An eclipse in the evening watch signifies pestilence." Another says, "If an eclipse is the wrong way around, nothing will be spared, The deluge will occur everywhere. A 12-day excavation in Iowa revealed fossils that are more than 13,000 years old. They were mainly of a mastodon skull. Researchers will now look for evidence of human interaction with it. And now on to oddities. A study suggests that when couples are arguing, a 5-second break can help lower aggression. Ukraine is about to deploy robot dogs in combat. So the question that was sent in was, quote, Bo said, using an AI voice had a point, but I can't figure out what it is. Can you tell us yet? There were 2 reasons. I can give you a hint to one of them. Go back to the first news item this week. Think of all of the people in various situations who will benefit from the technology. There's way more than you might imagine. Maybe the quote this week is a hint as well. This week's quote is attributed to Glenn T. Seaborg. People must understand that science is inherently neither a potential for good nor for evil. It is a potential to be harnessed by man to do his bidding. So that's all the data we have to date. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you again soon.